Can you hear me now, Rick? Can you hear me now? Is it better? Hang with me, Rick. Let me know if you can hear me. If not, I might just have to restart this thing. Let me know if you can hear me. There we go. We're back down the cave. I apologize. Some technical difficulties. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Mike Tag with the Cowboys Cave. That's the kind of the Cowboys season. That's basically a culmination of the Cowboys season and the way it's going. So, I come back from a trip, a great trip, terrible game, but a great trip. I mean, getting the honor to hang out with some legends like Eugene Lockhart, Hall of Famer Drew Pearson, that OG, and really Kevin Smith, who was one of my favorite Cowboys in the 90s, one of those unsung heroes. He was basically our Deion Sanders before we got Deion Sanders. He was our number one cornerback on those 92 and 93 Super Bowls. Ended up getting an injury in 95. Obviously got Deion, and then he came back and you paired him up, but it was crazy. It was a lot of fun, man. But this Cowboys team is this defense. I mean, when you got our man Rex Ryan, and I don't know if you guys heard what he had talked about, but it was kind of, I got it queued up here and then I got distracted, but I want to play this for you guys just to kind of let me know if you can hear it.
Comes up with even a worse performance. And as I call them, Doomsday defense, man, the history of the Cowboys. Oh, my goodness. I see Bob Lilly. I see them all out there, Randy White, all of them. This one, I think we have a new name for it. What did I call it yesterday? Dumbsday defense. Dumbsday. Why? Because they play so dumb, it's unbelievable. They have no concept of zone coverage anymore. Oh, that's a hell of a coverage right there. They play with 10? I don't know. This defense is
and I don't know if you guys heard so far. You're hearing Rex Ryan absolutely annihilate our defense. And he's done it for a couple weeks. And, he's making a lot of points. He's making a lot of points about this defense. And he's calling the Dumbsday defense and out of position. And I had Kevin Smith, if you guys watched the pregame show, I had him on. And the first thing he talked about, I said, what's wrong with this secondary? Alignment. Everything's about alignment. You're playing, you're playing cover 3 and you got guys getting beat deep, and then they're changing from cover 3, cover 2. It's causing confusion, but a lot of it's all about alignment with this defense. And of course, not getting pressure. And it goes without saying. We all kind of talked about it. There's nothing that can change it, but you don't have Micah Parsons, and everyone kind of hope that you can create some pressure with what you have, but they're trying to do it with just a 4. And this is where you're kind of at a catch-22, because I want to annihilate Eberflus in the thought process of what he's doing. But in defense of him, the Micah Parsons trade, happened days before the season started. So, you're expecting to have the number one defensive player on your roster, and they trade him away. And it's fine. I understand why they did it long-term, yada, 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 but it just doesn't, you got to adjust to it. And the Cowboys are having a hard time adjusting to it because they are not getting any pressure. They're not getting any pressure on the quarterback. You look at Russell Wilson, and you saw that game. I was there, and you're sitting there saying, you know what, Russell Wilson, hey, he's a veteran quarterback. You're gonna give some of that stuff. Throws a great deep ball, and then you see him the next week, he looks like ass again. And then it's starting to wonder, well, maybe it's the Cowboys defense. Maybe we stink. Caleb Williams looks like garbage the week before, and now he looks like an all-pro. This was the first game he's never been sacked in the NFL. That is absolutely terrible. Booker out 6 to 8 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks. I'll be honest with you, man. I just been working, getting caught up. I know the CeeDee Lamb one. I do not know the Booker one. If that's true, and I got to believe you guys because my Cowboy people posted it, that is just another blow. It's just another blow. So I guess they're going to put Bass in there. I'm guessing. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Help me out. But yeah. So Bass, is time to him to step up. You got Hoffman in there. That's kind of like the offensive line that we had last year that I said I was okay with. So I'm going to have to say that I'm okay with it, but going up against the Packers in that front four, they just came off of a loss. That might be the medicine that they're looking for. But, the thing is, yeah, appreciate it. Let me know. And then we're going to get into into CD. Appreciate you guys are posting this stream. And if you guys are just rolling in, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe. I get terrible about begging and pleading. Now, I ain't too proud to beg, but sometimes I just don't feel like doing it. But make sure you hit that like and hit that subscribe. More importantly, our Cowboys Cave tailgate party, we're going to have fun. Now, I don't know how the Cowboys are going to be, and we're going to get into that a little bit. We'll get into it more on Wednesday, breaking down this game, but we're going to have a great time. I mean, we always do at the tailgate party. I mean, talking to Cuts, talking to Mark, talking to Kelly, the crew, Doug, Jeff, everyone, Bugsy, everyone is geared up and ready for this thing. And the thing I learned, again, it was validated to me on Saturday, is Cowboys Nation. I mean, it's family and it's a great time. I went to a phenomenal watch party in Dallas, and like I said, had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Drew Pearson, talk to Eugene Lockhart, who's always obviously been on the show a bunch, so that goes without saying. But again, getting to talk to Kevin Smith, that's dream come true stuff for me. But talking to all the Cowboy fans, and as bad as things were going, man, it was still, there was still a lot of love in that room. There's a lot of disappointment, a lot of frustration, and it's really geared towards this defense. I think if we all told ourselves in the beginning, the season, that we'd have a pretty damn good running game and we'd have a pretty good run defense, I think we all would have been doing backflips. But I forgot to mention that, oh, by the way, we're going to have probably the worst pass defense in the history of the NFL to go along with that great run defense. So teams don't even want to pass the ball against. They only need to pass the ball against us because they got all day, and they've got all day throwing the ball, and our cornerbacks just are not in position to make a play. So anyway, I'm going to hang with the chat a little bit, but we're gonna get into it more. But I want to bring some good news to you guys, and really the best news I could bring to you besides the Cowboys Cave tailgate party is Uncle Cheech. Now, those of you guys who know Uncle Cheech, those of you guys who've been part of this show, part of the family, you know what Uncle Cheech is all about. He is on a tear. You understand what I just said? He is on a tear with his picks. He is doing it up big time. He was down at the Hard Rock. He watched the Hurricanes annihilate Florida. He was on the sideline. You saw Michael Irvin, ringing that siren. If you looked over to your left, there was Uncle Cheech sitting there getting ready to talk to the big man, making sure he got the boys hyped up, which he did. So make sure you go back and watch that. So we're going to get the inside with Uncle Cheech. Uncle Cheech, I'm running solo here. So I got to change this. I got to change this screen up. Hang on. There we go, Uncle Cheech. How you doing, my friend?
Doing all right.
No, you're doing better than me.
Yeah, I bet. I watched that.
But let me just say before we get into the picks, because you talk about this all the time, and I think a lot of Cowboy fans, I think a lot of football fans really need to understand. I mean, you're dealing with professional football players. If you don't come out prepared to play the game, you're going to lose. The Falcons found that out, getting the hell beat out of them 30-0 to the Panthers. You saw the Packers, who everyone already had Super Bowl tickets for. What happened to them? They get beat by the Browns, the shitty-ass Browns, and then you get the Cowboys going in and, the depleted Chicago Bears defense. I had buddies of mine who were Bears fans like, you guys are going to kill us. I said, not so fast. I said, it's going to be a shootout. I thought it would have been CeeDee Lamb getting hurt. But if you're not prepared, I remember you coached, back in the younger days, you had a team you coached, and you had a situation where these kids, and these were just high school kids, they didn't want to show up to practice. They were playing other sports, and you had to talk to the parents, and you made that bold move. And what did you end up doing in the playoffs?
I told them, I said, you can't bring an unprepared team to the slaughterhouse. And as a coach, I wasn't going to bring an unprepared team to the slaughterhouse.
You forfeited. You're not. You forfeited the playoffs. You left that team out because you weren't going to embarrass yourself. But that's what the Cowboys did. This team was unprepared. You saw it, unprepared. and they took them to the slaughterhouse. And they got slaughtered, and they deserved every ass beating they got. They deserve all the criticism. Ryan calls them the what did he call them? The dumbness defense, the Dumbsday defense, not the Doomsday. And you can't even argue about it. You can't even argue about it because it is pathetic. But it goes to show you have got to be prepared. And all was, we got false hope in that Philly game. But newsflash, Philly's offense wasn't very good. So our defense probably looked a little bit better than it was. But you end up playing those teams with a few receivers, with real receivers, and you got the ass beaten out of you. And and a quarterback that can throw the deep ball. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
You have to be prepared for every game.
Yeah.
No matter who the opponent is, how good you think they are, how bad you think they are. It's professional ball.
Yeah.
You
absolutely.
have to have your team prepared.
Yeah.
Period. Who are you going to blame? You blame the coach for not having them prepared?
This is what I talked about, and I'll tell you guys this. And I talked to Eugene about it. I talked to Kevin Smith about it, and I talked to Drew Pearson about it. 3 defensive coordinators, 1, 2, 3 in 3 years. Same core players. At some point, is it the players? I mean, you keep rolling it, defensive coordinators, and the results seem to be the same.
You might want to look at the personnel.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would say this too, Uncle Cheech, before we get rolling, because them boys, this is what I would say. And I got to be fair because I was waiting for this comment, and I love to rip the Eagles' ass as much as the next one. But the difference, they're not playing good, but they find ways to win. Good teams find ways to win. Bad teams find ways to lose. So I will give credit where credit's due to Philly. They've beaten the Chiefs. They've beaten the Cowboys. They've beaten the Rams. We'll see what happens in Tampa. Tampa seems to be their kryptonite. But, they find a way to win.
Yeah, they were my pick last week, and I thought I was done.
Yeah. Well, then they took it back to the house.
And they covered.
Yes. Yeah.
I had the whale calling me up. Said, "What the hell kind of team are you giving me here?" Then he called me back 5 minutes later. Never mind.
He apologizes. So let's talk real quick, and then we're going to get into picks, and I'm going to get into some Cowboys stuff. And I appreciate everyone hanging with us. In case you don't know, this is Vegas Insider Uncle Cheech. He's one of the legends. If you go to the Vegas and they got the Mount Rushmore, you're seeing him alongside all the high rollers. So this is Uncle Cheech. If you guys don't know, he comes in every Monday. He gives you his picks, and they're like money in the bank. You pick the one pick, he said, that lock. That's when you bet. You want to have a little fun. You can play with the other ones, but that lock of the week is straight up money. So, Uncle Cheech, you were down in Miami. You saw what happened, and that was another thing where you just kind of let a team hang around, and, it scared us for a minute, but you were on the sidelines. I said you were there talking to the boys, hyping them up. You were with Michael Irvin. I saw him on the sidelines as well, getting that siren going. So what was the feeling along that sidelines in the atmosphere of that game?
Well, the feeling was good in the beginning. In third quarter, our quarterback wasn't playing that well.
Yeah.
You watch the whole game, but the running game kept them in there. But in the third quarter, when they scored, I got a little nervous, and then thank God we got a good defense. Took back over. I went to Michael. I said, "Hey, so what the hell are they doing here?" And then they came back to life. They did what they had to do. They covered easily, and we'll take the W. We got a bye week this week
at Florida State. Florida State. That is going to be a big one. And I tell you what, I know the Florida fans, they get all excited. It was 13-7, but let's just be fair. They had 60 yards outside that one drive the whole game. It should have been 40-0. Miami, the score that was not indicative of the beating that they gave. That defense.
No, I thought to their defense.
Physical.
I got to tell you, their defense played well. They only had 32 yards offense first half and 1 first down.
Yeah.
That was it. So, but our defense did what they had to do. Quarterback was off, like I said, but I think we had like almost 150 yards of rushing.
Oh, no, one guy had 150 yards.
Well, whatever it was, I was on the sideline. And
I know they had well over 200. This is what I'd say too, Uncle Cheech, and you know it. This defense, the core of this defense is basically the same. I mean, the core of this defense, they brought in a new defensive coordinator. They brought in some new attitude. These guys bought into the system.
Oh, yeah.
Night and day defense. Had Cristobal made this move last year, we might be talking about a national champion, Miami Hurricane team, because they had the offense. But imagine if you had Cam Ward with this defense.
He's got a good attitude, that new defensive coordinator. Kill him.
Yes.
Basically what he tells them.
Oh, they're physical.
That's it. Take him out of there. That's what I like to see, the old Kane mentality. That's what you got to bring back.
Rub their face in it. That's what you got to do.
Oh, absolutely. Run it up.
But looking at your pick, so how did we do last week? Where were we at?
Oh, actually, they missed that field goal. It cost me my lock, but I got my fourth upset in a row.
Outright, I think.
Outright. All four of them have been outright. Green Bay let me down, but like I said, the Eagles came back. But they ain't going to come back this week.
So what do we got this week? What do we start with?
That's my first pick. I'm going to take Tampa Bay against the Eagles. I thought they were playing in Tampa Bay. I checked again. They're wherever the hell they're playing.
They're playing in Philly?
No, they're playing in Europe or something. It's on
it's an overseas game. So they
call it. If it would have been in Tampa Bay, I'd really be hot on this because it was 120 degrees in that stadium.
Well, Tampa seems to be their kryptonite.
But they find a way to win too, Tampa Bay. They came back in the end. Again, 3 weeks in a row, they were behind. Who said don't do it?
Carl, he's an Eagles fan.
But don't do it.
He's an Eagles fan. He's in his glory. So I agree. I think the Buccaneers, for some reason, it's like they're tailor-made to beat the Eagles for whatever. It's like their kryptonite. It's like been their kryptonite. And I would say, 2.5, I'd stay away from it, me personally, but I could see why you went with that pick. I can't argue with that pick. I can't argue with that one. So your next one kind of has me thinking. Next one has me thinking.
All right, Indy had the Rams. I think the Indy dream is over.
Yeah, Indy's been playing good.
They have been playing good, but Rams are at home. It's not that big of a spread. 4.5. I think the Rams beat them. I think they got a good team.
They do. I
know they didn't win last week, but I think they got a good team.
They like Danny Green said, they let them off the hook. You can't settle for field goals.
I like the Rams in this game.
Yeah, no, I think this is one. If I was going to lay one down, I probably would. Let's talk about this upset because you've won outright. I don't know if this one goes outright, then I think you've got to. They're gonna have to do an investigation.
I want to be on ESPN. I watched that guy Saturday. He was 1-5 or 2-4 or something. And what the hell are they doing? I said, I want all my millions of fans to call in and demand Uncle Cheech become a guest picker.
You should be a guest picker. What are they talking about? You were making your bones? Is that what's the?
Right. I was making my bones when he was dating cheerleaders.
Oh, so what do we got? This upset. You're looking at Baylor, Oklahoma State getting 20.5.
Oklahoma State's in real trouble. The coach is on the hot seat big time. If you don't make it through the week, I don't know if this. I'm going to stay with this one, but I think they're going to play hard to try to save them. They're at home, 20.5. That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
So I'll take a shot with that one.
Yeah, well, you've been golden. You've been golden on that. Your lock of the week. This one kind of breaks my heart because he is from the U, but this poor quarterback is not getting any help. And the Texans have been terrible. So this is kind of a funky one. So you think they're going to get off the schneid and get their first victory?
Yeah, I think so. At home, playing against a rookie quarterback. I think the defense will rough them up a little bit, and I think they'll get their first win.
Yeah,
they're a talented team, Houston, and
they're a very surprising 0-3 team for sure.
They are. I'm surprised.
And
very surprised.
The parity in the NFL is there. So before we wrap it up with you, we have a bye week. I mean, you and I, we're 305. I got to do it the other way, so it looks right. But going to Tallahassee, and I was thinking about this game, and really,
I want to talk about it. I came close to picking Virginia as my upset special for this game. Virginia's not a bad team, and they're at home. But I don't want to put the heebie-jeebies on them because I want them to be undefeated when we play them.
Yeah.
Then reality is going to set in, and it's going to be same as.
Well, because of Dabo and the trouble that Clemson has, and SMU does not look like the team that we probably thought, right? They're not looking like they did last year. You're probably looking at a collision course of a rematch of this game, potentially in the championship game.
Yep.
So this game probably doesn't have as much significance because more than likely they're going to end up running into each other at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Unless you don't think Florida State's for real.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when Alabama, they play Georgia this week. I like Georgia in that game. It's not one of my picks, but I like Georgia. I don't think Alabama's the team they were under Nick Saban, and that's just the way it is.
No.
And I think Georgia.
That's the way it's going to be.
Huh?
That's the way it's going to be.
Well, that is. Georgia's going to handle them easily, and I'm just hoping Florida State wins, but I think it's going to be a closer game than people think. They're not going to. I don't think they're going to put up 60 on this team.
No, I don't think it'll be a good test. See how it goes. What do you think about Texas? Now, Texas, I believe, is going to Florida. Florida's defense, I will say, is a good defense. Good defense.
They're going to Florida this week.
I'm pretty sure it's. Isn't it this week? Someone help me out. I thought it was. Am I wrong? Let me look. And let's say I have a bye week. Help me out in the chat. I thought it was Texas because I knew Florida has like a 3-game stretch of tough games, but maybe they got a bye week in between. Let me see. Help me out, you Texas fans. Let's see. October. All right. No, it's a week. Not this week, next week. I apologize. But what I wanted to say on Texas, yeah, you had Arch Manning going over the one dude, sizing him up, trying to do it. Against Sam Houston. I mean, these guys thinking, oh, he's back. I'm reading her, he's back.
Oh, yeah, he's back.
Demon, let's see him do it against Florida.
I'll take Florida. They're playing in the swamp. I'll take Florida. I'll take Florida and the points to beat Texas. I don't know what the spread is, but I'll tell you right now, I'll take the Gators.
Yeah.
In that game. They'll rough him up. You'll see.
Yeah. No, I think
you're right. Rough him up and. This same who they play, Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
Not Sam Houston or whatever.
No, that's right. That's what's funny to me, but we'll see what happens. But Uncle Cheech, I appreciate you coming in. I gotta help drown some sorrows, maybe pick some people up. I don't know what the hell. What do you think is going on with these Dallas Cowboys? You're an outsider. Are they in a world of trouble?
They got real problems.
Yeah.
Real problems. But the way Green Bay looked last week, who knows?
Well, and really, I mean, that's the thing is when you look at it is you're trying to figure out, what you got to deal with, but you got to be prepared. And the Dallas Cowboys seem to play down to the level of their competition, and they play up to the level of their competition. They may end up surprising some people, and they'll come out to, in Dallas and Green Bay, and they'll play a good game, and you're like, what the hell? Where was this team last week? Because they're always known for just laying a complete egg early in the season.
Because Mikey he's got a chip on his shoulder and decides to kill your quarterback, We'll see.
Well, and now we have 2 backups in at quarterback.
I told you,
offensive line.
You should have paid me.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's going to come in with some attitude.
It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah. No, we'll see what happens. But, Uncle Cheech, I appreciate it. Thank you for hanging in the cave. We're going to see how those picks go.
What happened to your partners tonight? Nobody.
No, Jimmy's hiding. His team got beat 30-0, so he don't want no part.
I'd hide too.
Yeah, he don't want no part in this. So, I'm rolling. I was going to do the show later. And I was like, man, it's Monday Night Football. I was like, yeah. Who do you got before you leave? Detroit, Baltimore.
It's going to be a good game. I think the point spread's like 2.5, something like that. I'm gonna have to take the Ravens on because they're home team.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet on this game.
No, it's going to be interesting. Well, you're going to see if the Detroit Lions end up getting their ass whooped or something like that, and then that it's going to make the Cowboys' loss to the Bears even worse because they destroyed the Bears, and then you think Detroit's good, and then they stink. So I don't know what the hell is going to happen, but I appreciate you. We will see you next week back in the cave. Take care.
All right, man. Take care.
All right. All right, there's Uncle Cheech. So you guys got it. Lions for the upset. That, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I appreciate you guys hanging in the cave. The funny thing is, Count, that was a game I was looking to when I was thinking about it. I was like, I'm going – it just shades of Arizona. There was a game last year that we had that it was kind of like that same feel. But the Cowboys are in trouble. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. And, talking about what Rex Ryan, about the defense, call them the Dumbsday defense. And, a lot of times I like to get on these guys because I think they do things for an act and they do things for show. But, I mean, I can't really argue with them. I don't know what they're doing on defense. They just seem, like Kevin Smith said, I said earlier, the alignment, the secondary is just not there, and they're not getting any pressure. And you have got to try and create pressure. And the Cowboys in Eberflus just seems kind of set on running with your 4, but they're going to have to take risk. And you got to take risk. And with risk come chances in the secondary. But if they don't get through that line, but you're going to have to make Jordan Love uncomfortable. Caleb Williams was about as comfortable in that pocket as anybody. I mean, he's first time he's never been sacked. So that was kind of embarrassing. First time in his career, he's never been sacked in the NFL. So the Cowboys, and you had a beat up secondary on Detroit. The thing I don't understand, is kind of like the play selection. And the whole CD Lamb, we'll get into that, having him at running back. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it because it's not that I don't like the play. He's just so valuable. I don't want to put him in between the tackles. I don't want to put him in where there's collision, a lot of bodies, things can happen. I want him with the big boys. Cornerbacks are one thing, safeties, but you're talking about defensive tackles, defensive linemen, linebackers. I don't want CD making a living doing that. I know they only do it once or twice a game, but this is the risk, and the risk to me is not worth the reward. Do it with Turpin. Let him, he's a smaller guy, but if God forbid, if he got injured, it wouldn't be like, you lost CD, because that offense was different when he left. But I'll say this, we were running the football, and I don't know why they kind of got away from it, but it seems to me it has a lot to do with the defense. And yeah, that 10-minute drive absolutely killed us. And I feel bad for you, Doug, because you had to wait. My man Doug was there. To sit through that would have been very hard. And I'm hopeful we're not going to have to sit through that on Sunday. Now, it doesn't look promising, but I'm hopeful not. But we were running the football, and it just seems like either and Dak has an opportunity to he can change plays, so he has the opportunity to do it. But they just seem to get pass happy, and I don't know if it's fear of the defense, because I think all of us as fans, we sit there and we're like, every time the offense doesn't score a touchdown, you kind of like you just your head goes down. You're like, oh man, I don't know if we're going to be able to. To stop them. And now it's going to be tied, and now we're going to have to go back again. And now we're going to be in a hole. And you play that game in your head the whole time. I don't know. I do that. I don't know if you guys do that, but I play that game in my head that they've got to score every time they touch the football. And I don't know if it's in my head and if it's in your guys' head. It's got to be in the player's head. It's got to be in Dak Prescott's head. He sees what's going on. I mean, they see what's going on with the defense, and they can't stop anybody and anything. Back-to-back weeks, you've made mediocre quarterbacks look all pro. I mean, you can't do that. And that's the thing I did not want this year is you're going to have all the pressure on the offense to have to bail them out over and over and over again. I think Bland is definitely going to play against the Packers. That's going to help. But you better have pass rush. If you don't pressure that quarterback, you could put Dion back there. I've said it a million times. It ain't going to change. They have got to take chances. They've got to blitz. They've got to get creative. They're going to have to create the pressure. They're going to have to you create the pressure. And, Count, I was at the watch party, and it was phenomenal. There was 600 people there. And the place erupted when we came back. And there was a thought they're going to win the game. But I'm telling you this, and I swear to God, I tweeted it out. I can tell you if we're in trouble within five minutes of the game. 5 game minutes. Let us have a possession, give them a possession or two, depending on, what that 5 minutes is. And I knew we were in trouble. And I just said, this is going to be one of them games. Now, did I think we'd lose? I thought maybe we'd pull it out, but we were in trouble. And it's just not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling to know that you just can't stop anybody. And it was tough. It was tough. And yeah, I guarantee you it was packed with a lot of Cowboy fans. It was a lot of Cowboy fans there. And more importantly, it'll be a lot of Cowboy fans at our tailgate party. So you guys need to do it. No blitz with the corner. I mean, you got to, right, Rick? I mean, you got to do something. You got to take a chance. Take a chance. If you're going to go down swinging. Don't go down just laying back and letting them embarrass you up and down the field. And that's what they've done with this defense. It is shades of 2020. And it's like I said, is you've had 3 coordinators. This is our 3rd coordinator in 3 years. Maybe it's not the coordinators. Maybe it's the players. I don't know. But you have to change something. Donovan Wilson to me, he's a line of scrimmage guy. He's physical. He is going to put the hammer on someone. He's going to, he's like another linebacker. He's not a rangy guy. It's like Kevin Smith. You ain't Ed Reed. I mean, you don't have the range. If you're playing back and that's your thing, you better be back there. And to see these guys continually get beat, the separation is crazy. And I'll tell you this, I heard this on the radio, so I'll give props to, I was listening to the post-game show on 105.3, and Broadus and the co-host, I forgot his name, I apologize. He said the thing you got to think about is maybe the Cowboys, we're a draft and develop team. And you really think about what the Cowboys have done in the draft, right? All right, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, the offensive line, you go down the list, Jake Ferguson. They have done a very good job of drafting and developing offensive players. Now go to the defensive side. Diggs, okay, coming off injuries, but that's a good pick, obviously. Bland. Leafau, you don't know, but I mean, I would call him a star at this point. Who on the offensive line? Fowler's a free agent. Nealon, the jury's still out. Eazy-E, the jury's still out. He's a rookie. Osa, we'll give him that one. So you've got 3 players that you've drafted that made it to that second contract that you're feeling good about. Then think about the ones that were good that you did. Dorrance Armstrong. Obviously, Micah Parsons. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the other defensive lineman. I believe he went to the Jets. I can't remember his name. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. He was another guy that played really well. And that was it. I mean, Gilmore. Why haven't the Cowboys done something to bring a calmness, bring a veteran, bring something to try and maybe, even if it's a coach on the field who knows football and knows the NFL. I'm not saying you guys don't know football, but you know what I'm saying, who's been on the battlegrounds, the NFL, and he's been an all-pro, been a defensive player of the year, been all this stuff like Stephon Gilmore. Why wouldn't you bring him in? I mean, bring him in. Not Gallimore, Who's Chauncey Goldston? Is that it? Chauncey, yeah. I mean, but he was solid. I mean, he was a solid player on the defensive line. And, but that, I mean, I ain't saying a lot. I ain't like he's a Pro Bowler. I'm just saying I'm grasping at straws on the defense to find some people that they've done that's still in the NFL. Overshown. I think the sky's the limit for him, but he's been injured 2 years, right? So what is he, you hope to get him back. So the Cowboys have not done a very good job on drafting defense. Mozzie, Taco, Van Der Esch. I mean, Van Der Esch had 1 year, but he wasn't much after that. Simmons is another guy. He's a rangy. He's got a lot of range of safety. They got to get somebody. And I don't know why this guy's still unemployed. Maybe the scouts know more than we do. But this defense, we're only going to go as far as this defense. And like I said, it doesn't have to be the 85 Bears. It doesn't have to be the 90s Cowboys defense. It has to be middle of the road. And, Revel's coming back. You're going to have Clowney. Bland is coming back. I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that's enough to take it from absolute worst to middle of the road and to break the moniker of Dumbsday defense. Now, the thing I would say is it's one game and it's a long season. And the Falcons got beat 30-0 by the Panthers. The Texans are 0-3. The Packers lost to probably a worse team than the Bears in the Browns. I mean, most people, but yet the media is still, and on ESPN was still talking about the Cowboys, which blew my mind. Like, us blowing this game gave the Packers a pass. They should thank us because we took all the attention off the Packers blowing a game against probably the worst team in the NFL. And all the focus seems to be on the Cowboys. And, so you're going into this game. And like we said, I think the offense is fine. Now, you're going to lose CeeDee Lamb. And you kind of saw the way the offense went without CeeDee Lamb. Wasn't very good. Still was able to run the ball. But it seemed like they were afraid to go down the field. They're afraid to make things happen. And you brought George Pickens in for a reason. And you need to get George Pickens. And he's going to have to be, we said 1A, right? Well, here's your opportunity. And who's going to step up on the opposite side? Agent Zero, I mean, the jury's still out, though. You can't say he's a star. I mean, he's had 2 injury seasons. He was coming out of the draft. I mean, he was injury prone. I think, obviously, he's got a ton of talent. And the other thing I was thinking about, because you brought up the cornerbacks, do you think the Cowboys, like this whole Micah Parsons thing that happened, do you think the Cowboys would have signed Jordan Lewis had they known they were trading Micah Parsons? I was thinking about that today because Jordan Lewis is still playing good football. And then you got to blame the Cowboys too, right? Unless they thought they had a deal, which they said they felt they had a deal in April. And then obviously once training camp started, that went south and they wanted more money and all that kind of stuff. So it really, you don't know. And I don't know if they would have on Jordan Lewis. The contract wasn't crazy. I mean, it wasn't a huge deal that the Jaguars gave him. And Jordan Lewis he was a very good, and he still is, very good nickel corner. He always has a nose for the football. He always finds the football, whether it be, fumble recovery, forced fumble, or whatever. And he's looking damn good with the Jaguars. I mean, Pro Bowl level good right now. And you just wonder had the Cowboys made that move earlier, what free agency or what guys who left would they have tried to keep? And Jordan Lewis was one that came to mind. And only because you had Diggs with an injury, you had Bland coming off an injury. So would the Cowboys have kind of paid the price to keep one of their own in here who was a productive player? But you don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever asked them that. I don't know if they will answer it right or not. But even if Micah stayed in Dallas, Chris, I don't argue. They wouldn't be this bad. I mean, Micah Parsons is, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. I mean, we can't deny that. You can't deny it. They would be better, but they wouldn't be much better than they are now. So I don't disagree with you, but we'd have a much better pass rush. I mean, you gotta be fair to say we'd have a better pass rush than we got now. Right now, Fowler has been a disappointment. You don't know. The other guys are just kind of there. But I saw Eazy-E. It was Fowler, Eazy-E, and I think Nealon had 0 pressures yesterday. That's bad. I mean, that's bad. You've got to, 10%, 20%, something like that, 15. I mean, at least one pressure, help us out a little bit. But yeah, that remains to be seen. But they've got to fix it. They've got to fix it, and they've got to fix it soon. And I don't know if this defense can be fixed. Now, you heard Shoddy talking about, we got to simplify, we'll make some changes and this and that. But if it's all about communication and these guys doing what they're supposed to do, I don't know if you fix it with the personnel you have. Now, Ravel's going to be back, right? You got Bland's coming back. Diggs, a lot of people are shitting on Diggs, and I get it, I guess. I don't know. I think he's coming off an injury. He is coming. He came when a lot of people said he wasn't going to be ready to week 5. He was ready week 1. He's trying to get things going, and it's going to take him time. As what I kind of told you guys, the defense is going to be over the long haul if they're going to be able to kind of get things going early on. That's why I said the schedule early on was favorable for them to figure shit out, and they blew an opportunity yesterday. And you got to beat a depleted Bears team. You got to be able to beat them. You're 6.5-point favorites on the road. No excuse. And they got the ass beat. And you give credit to the Bears, but the Cowboys weren't prepared. They looked unprepared. They looked uninspired. And they had a lot to play for, because at the end of the day, you had Philly on the road. You're going to give that a loss. You got the Packers coming in here. I mean, a lot of people didn't predict them to win that game anyway. You got to beat the Giants. You got to beat the Bears. You got to beat the Jets. You got to beat the Panthers. You'd be 4-2 going into the Commanders at home, which usually you play them well. You go 5-2. Then the schedule gets funky, and the schedule is going to get difficult, and you cannot allow inferior teams to beat you. And it's going to come back to bite them in the ass if they figure shit out. This is going to be one of those games you're going to look back to and you say, God, man, they really blew that. Now they're, out of the playoffs, or now they got 7 wins. It could have 8 wins or 9, whatever the case may be, But, let me get rid of this guy because I think he's full of shit. So, anyway, but that's the opportunity those guys had, and they blew it. And it's let me get rid of somebody. Sorry. So and they blew their opportunity. They blew their opportunity to put this game away, and it's really kind of disappointing. It's disappointing, but they made their bed and they got to lie in it. Now, I don't know if this defense is going to be able to get fixed this year. It may be something where they're going to have to, and I just bitched about them being unable to draft people on defense, but might have to be something. Now, they did get Parsons, so let's, you draft Micah Parsons, that's pretty damn good. So we'll take that. But you know what I'm saying? It's for the team to be good this year, it's gonna rely on their offense. And their offense is going to keep them into some of these games, but you just can't. They're not going to be able to withstand all the back and forth and all this kind of stuff, and to be able to be in shootouts every single week. It's a recipe for disaster, because what's going to happen is they're going to be in the games like the Giants. Things start to go south against, like the Bears did, where you have a couple stalled drives or this or that, and you end up getting blown out. And that's the problem. I mean, that's kind of like the issue that they're going to have. So I just don't see this defense getting much better. I think obviously if they could survive and you get Overshown back and you got Bland back and Diggs gets healthier as the year goes on, Revel's coming off an injury. If he gets going, obviously Overshown we talked about, and you can get some sort of pass rush from your front. Now you're cooking with something, and maybe that's what they got. But yeah, Fowler just doesn't look the same. It's disappointing. It's disappointing because this was an opportunity, for him as well. He was, he had a chance to be the lead dog and hasn't taken advantage of that opportunity. That's just kind of disappointing. It's disappointing for him, but you see what happens. But anyway, Cowboys Nation, talk about the offense, and then we'll get this wrapped up. Looking at Javonte Williams, I mean, obviously that was a weird strip. I don't even want to call it a fumble because my man from the U, that's the way you're taught. You go in there. I mean, you remember Ed Reed, used to do it. Sean Taylor's done it. You go in there and just rip the ball out while they're running towards the sideline because they lose a little bit of that, they get comfortable going to the sidelines. And that's kind of what I think happened. A little bit loose with the football and they just rip it right out. That was big change. I mean, that was a big game changer for the Cowboys, but they overcame it and they tied it up. So I'm not going to put it on that, but I will say he is what I thought. And they've got a running back in Javonte Williams. And it pisses me off that when they're inside the 5, they're throwing the ball instead of running it with them. I mean, that's what I'm talking about with Shoddy and with Dak is you guys got to know, man. And they were, I mean, he was running at 7 yards a clip. His longest run was 22 yards. It wasn't like he had this 80-yard run and then got stuffed. I mean, they were running the football against the Bears, and he's been running the football great all year. So, no, I mean, I can't argue with it. I'm not going to sit here and defend him. I'm not going to sit here and say it, but I'm going to see what happens. I got 14 games left. I love football. I love my Cowboys. Thankfully, my Hurricanes, number 2 in the country. So I really like that. So that makes me feel better. But I love Cowboys Nation. I love hanging out with the fans and the family. And so I'm gonna just ride this year out and see what happens. I don't throw in the towel. I ain't gonna cry about it. It's one game. Like I said, the Packers lost to the Browns. I don't really hear anyone saying a whole lot of shit about that one. So it is what it is. Definitely you got to hand that ball off. 66, there you go. Thank you, Doug, because I didn't get a chance to look at the numbers. I knew he had 67, 66 yards, first 2 drives, 11 yards the rest of the game. That's a problem. Just I don't understand. The best, I said it on the pregame show, the best medicine for a bad defense is a running game. And the Cowboys have a running game. And Hoffman and Bass coming in, they can run the football. So sorry guys. His audio's back up, right? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hear me? Yes, thumbs up. Can you hear me? All right, there you go. Hey, I got a loose cord here. That's what happens when you travel and all this stuff. I got a loose cord, so I apologize. We'll get it. We have to go to the store and get it corrected. But anyway, I appreciate it. But yeah, the offense and the receivers. I mean, obviously CD, you know what he got? He's the engine. He's the engine of this offense because when he went out, everything kind of seemed to change. Pickens is going to have to step up. This is an opportunity. Pickens wants a contract, right? These next 2 games without CD, probably 3 games. I think CD is probably going to be out until the Washington game. I think it's the Washington game. So you've got Packers, you've got the Jets, Panthers, and I believe he'll be back that next week. And I think it's Washington. I think that's what you're going to see. So this is Pickens' opportunity in 3 games to show that he is a legit one receiver. He wants to get paid like that. I don't think it's going to be 4 weeks. I think he'll be back by Washington. That's my prediction. I think they have a feeling they know what it is against the Packers. I think they feel that they could beat the Jets. I think they feel they could beat the Panthers, and I think they want them back by the divisional game. So that's my guess. I could be wrong, and that could be the same. I could see the same for Booker. BB, I think, might be a little bit longer because he might be after the Washington game or after that. But I think that's what it is. There you go, right? Gage, we're gonna make sure that happens. They'll be there healthy for you. I got to go to the Packers game without CD, but it's going to be the Cowboys Cave tailgate party, so no worries about that, and that's going to be fun. So many people have asked real quick the tailgate party. Everyone's like, where's it going to be? It's going to be Lot 10. We're going to do Lot 10 again this year. We've been talking about maybe moving it, because I'm getting too old to sit out all night waiting for a spot, and this is a night game. So we're trying to figure out what time we have to be out there to hold the spots down. So hopefully it won't be too bad. But it's going to be in Lot 10. People say, man, what do I need to bring? Is there a fee? There's no fee. We accept donations. So we're buying the food. We're buying, we always have beer there. Well, I know Jeff usually has moonshine. I mean, people bring stuff. If you want to bring your favorite drink, definitely you can do that. You can also donate. If you want a Venmo, Cash App, you can do that. You can bring $5, $10, $20, whatever you want to the tailgate cash, and just give it to myself or Kelly or Cuts, and we'll gather it all up. We've been doing the giveaways of the paddles. I don't know if Cuts is making some extra paddles just to have there, because he was kind of personalizing the backside of them. So Cuts is on there, so maybe he'll know. So I don't know if he's bringing any extras that you guys can buy there, and that those proceeds and the profits go towards the tailgate party. So that's kind of the way we have it set up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you are running solo, come down and hang out. You don't have to, we're a big family, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I know Cuts is hanging out outside. He's not going into the game. So we'll have a TV. And it'll be so you have options. If you live in the area and just want to come hang out, man. We're going to be there. It's 5 hours till kickoff. So we're going to be there for 5 hours party, and then 3 hours of the game. And then after the game, either drinking our sorrows away or drinking a victory, getting wasted even more, celebrating the victory. Something's going to happen. We'll figure it out. But and if you don't have any money, you don't even need to say nothing. Just don't donate and just show up, because no one's going to ask you. No one's going to add. It's open to everyone. This is a Cowboys Cave family. So all you guys got to do is come up, and just the only thing I say is have a good time. We're not looking to fight nobody. If we got some Packer fans hanging out with us, as long as they're respectful, we're respectful. Good shit talking never hurt nobody. But we don't have any fights. Our first Cowboys Cave tailgate party, it wasn't us fighting. We walk out of the game, and Cuts will tell you, these people, you got an all-out brawl right in front of our tailgate after the game, and it was Cowboy fans beating up on Cowboy fans. You had people's ass cracks showing, rolling around. It was funny, but we don't need none of that. We want to have a good time, that'll be 2 weeks before my 50th birthday. So I'm getting too old. I ain't gonna sit there and fight nobody. I'm getting too old for that stuff. So we want to have a good time, and hopefully the Packers can pull a victory out. That'll be a pre-50th birthday present for your boy Mike Tag. Cowboys, do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? Win this game for my birthday, 50th birthday, all the good things I do for the Dallas Cowboys. It's the least you could do. It's the one game I want. I don't like the Packers. I'm sick of them beating us. I still remember the days where we dominated them, and I am sick of it. And this was before the Parsons trade. I wanted to beat their ass. So this just adds fuel to the fire. And nothing would make me happier than to see, and I love Micah Parsons. There's nothing personal, but nothing would make me happier to see Micah Parsons walk off that field with an L wearing that Green Bay helmet. It would almost make my year. And I know that's crazy, but it almost make my year. So, anyway, Cowboys need to win. Did I say that? Did the Packers pull off a victory? No, hopefully I didn't say that. If I am, I got jet lag, man. I've been on a wild road trip going out to Dallas, hanging with Drew Pearson, Eugene Lockhart, and Kevin Smith. And I believe the next watch party, I don't want to, names. I'm going to throw a few names that I think possibly will be there. Everson Walls and Ed Too Tall Jones. So that would be for the Jets game. So if you are in the Dallas area, that watch party, it is a great time. Beautiful, beautiful facility. Lots of fun. Drink specials. They got a bar there. They've got all this other stuff. And, yeah, I hope I didn't say that, Count. I'm going to have to – some asshole will probably kind of clip that and then use it against me. But hopefully I didn't do that. But sometimes when I get excited, my words kind of roll together. But it is what it is. But anyway, I know it's kickoff. It's getting ready for Monday Night Football. I wanted to hang with you. So Wednesday, we've got a special guest. Jess is coming in. She was on Girls Talk with the Dallas Cowboys. She's going to kind of break down the game with us, try and maybe give us some hope or just kind of let us know what the hell's the beating that we're going to get. But she'll be with Kelly and I, so we're going to have a great show Thursday night with her. So definitely I've been trying to I'm so happy that she's able to make it into the cave. She's been one of the guests I was hoping to get in this season and get her insight. She's got a lot of knowledge, a lot of passion for the Cowboys and football. So definitely you want to check that out on Wednesday night. It'll be 9 p.m. Eastern, normal time, 8 p.m. Central with Kelly and I. And then I'm flying out Friday. I'm taking off Friday. I am flying out. So any of you guys that are in the Dallas area, Kelly's flying out Friday. Doug, are you flying out Friday? I don't know if Doug and his crew's flying out Friday. I can't remember. I know Cuts is getting in Saturday. So any of the people that are coming out Friday, we're going to be finding places to go. We're going to be finding things to do. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. See, I muddle my words when I get excited. So Doug is flying out. So Doug, make sure we connect, figure out when these flights are, if we can, all get an Uber together or figure it out. But we're going to be doing that. And then we got some good college football. We're going to be watching. So we'll be either at Texas Live or we'll be somewhere. We'll be somewhere watching the games. But we're going to have a good time Saturday. So it's going to be a long weekend. It's like the Cowboys Cave tailgate weekend. It's not even a party. It's a tailgate weekend. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Any of you guys flying in Saturday, just shoot us a message. You guys DM me, DM somebody. Definitely anyone's got my number, just hit me up and make sure we get connected. Because Saturday night we'll definitely have a pre-party. We'll have a pre-party to get things right and have a good time. But absolutely, I appreciate everybody in the channel. Like I said, did this channel years ago, and obviously the hype video kind of helped it out. But really going to get this channel to interact with Cowboy fans because I'm a Cowboy fan. I don't preach to know everything about everything with the Cowboys, but I love passionate fans, and we can all agree to disagree. I'm not right on anything. I'll give you my mind, but I'll definitely listen to y'all. So definitely appreciate the channel. But flying back today, and again, I'm thinking about all these guys that we've hung out with, all these guys. The George Teagues, the Eugene Lockharts, the Tony Hills, Moose Johnston on the show. You even had Barry Switzer, and Coach Campo. And you had, I'm talking, then I had Dennis Erickson, national champion, two-time national champion with the Hurricanes, and my man Kevin Gogan. And, the list goes on and on, James Washington. It's just a dream come true for me. So none of this would be happening if you guys didn't support the channel. And the best way to support the channel is hitting that thumbs up. The more likes you get, the more they send this out to other potential people that like Cowboy stuff that don't know the Cowboys caves around. They don't know. So if that's why it's so important to hit that like. The more likes you have, the better it is for your channel. And appreciate the love. I will get out of here. Jimmy D is not hiding. He's on vacation. He will be back Monday. He will take his medicine for that beating that the Falcons got. Maybe the Falcons turn around and win this weekend. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Much love. Peace out. Thank you for everyone who came out. My man Mike came out to the watch party. He kind of helped MC with me a little bit. He did the post-game show. Love seeing him out there. He'll be out there at the tailgate. Everybody else, man, we'll see you guys soon. See you Wednesday night. See you.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.